Good morning. Good morning. Today, we're going to discuss how not to start a business. If you do, big if, do this, you will fail or catch a big L. I need more decibels. This is very important. And to start this off, I am going to give you an account of how the principles of Hustle Camp, when not taken into account, will backfire on you. It is the craziest thing. Hey, this is Glendon Cameron, founder of hustlerskungfu.com, the launch pad for business development and wealth development through entrepreneurship. That's what we do. Today, I bring something heavy to you, really, really heavy, and it's sad. Also, if you like the content of this channel, you should be sure to subscribe because there's going to be a lot more in the future and you're not going to want to miss any of these jewels. Be sure to go below and also get on my email list. I've got a lot of stuff that's coming that is going to be hotter than hot. All right. Let's go ahead, and I should leave it like that. That would be really clowny, but I'm not going to do that. Let's go ahead and put this where it needs to be. So while I do this and I set up and I get everything together, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to read to you, if I can. I think I should be able to get in there. I'm not even going to, it's in one of the groups I'm in, but it's, this is the thing. Eviction from a homeless shelter. You probably heard the saying, beggars can't be choosers. That being said, I am facing a doozy of a decision. Number one, move into an apartment sight unseen in not so good area, or number two, be evicted, kicked out of the homeless shelter where I've been for the last 9 months. What would you do? The caseworker who's assisted me with this rapid rehousing said not complying with even looking at apartments is in the indicated geographical area would mean that I'm essentially rejecting their housing intervention and would have to exit the shelter, which means I would be on the street. The backstory: I quit my job over 13 months ago, June 2016, to start a marketing consulting business. I recently pivoted to offer copywriting, which is something I began doing on Fiverr before resigning from my job. The people I wrote for love my work. At my previous employment, I was in phone sales, and there was 2 years of soul-draining job that made me miserable. Being in my job, as well as enduring the situation I've been facing, has never driven me to suicidal depression. 3 months after I quit my job, I ran out of money and was evicted from my apartment of 2 years. My 401k was less than $2,000, and I had to use that to pay for living expenses. I've applied to dozens of jobs over the last year. I've been on a few interviews. The first job interview was to work in a food court for a position at $9.50 an hour before the $10 minimum wage law took effect. At the airport, slam dunk, right? Wrong. They said I was overqualified. Now, excuse me. I got a little phlegm this morning. While I'm hesitant about moving into the apartment, paraphrase, it's in a bad neighborhood, and I'm just going to go into this. So what I'm going to address, a lot of people do this. This is how a lot of people start businesses. They're like, I hate my job. I can't do it no more. It's sucking up my soul, right? And they have no business skills. They don't have a lot of money in the bank. They start this stuff. Then it goes bad. And they're in this position. Now, I didn't answer because this person is not going to want to hear what I have to say, because you made some very bad decisions, and many people make these bad decisions and want someone to bail them out. Number one, if you have no business experience, one of the worst things that you can do is to quit your job, or if you have no business experience, go out and get a huge loan when you have no business, nothing up and running, no money coming in. It is one of the worst things that you can do to yourself. Now, I was thinking about how can I use this to teach people stuff, because this is real. People do this on the regular because hustler porn has people gassed up that they can quit their job and start making really real money, enough money to live on very quickly. And it's just not the case for most people. It's just not. The best way to go is to keep your job, manage your money better, create side income, a side hustle, and only when it is so busy with that side hustle or your business that you have to quit your job. Not because you want to, not because it's sucking your soul, not because this kind of goes to the video that I made the other day where I had some interesting comments on the Moist video. There are many people, when I put up a serious video, they have nothing to say. But when it's something like that, they're all in, which is indicative of where their mind and hearts lie. This is part of not being strong enough. It's one of those days to go ahead and weather that period of when you're in an uncomfortable place. Had a job, clearly paying bills, and because it was so bad, we ended up in a homeless shelter. Now, I don't know this person, but I have a few theories on how this situation ended up, because many people can't do fundamental math. If you're going to start a business, and let's just say you're a lifestyle nut, which is how much you spend every month to support yourself. Let's say it's $5,000 a month. That's what you pay your mortgage with, your car note, everything, $5,000. And you sell a $25 product, right? Many people don't do this. They don't go to their handy calculator, which is on every phone, and go like, wow, 5,000 divided by 25, right? So you need to have 200 sales to make it, right? Wrong. Wrong. What you need to do is times that times 2. So 400 times 25. That's where you really need to be if your monthly living expenses are 5,000, because your business expenses are going to be present as well. One of the big draws to being a copywriter or a YouTuber or an Instagram person is you're entering into the realm of intellectual property, where you make much more money without the overhead and the expenses. But without the overhead and the expenses, employees, office space, warehouses, it's very hard to scale. So you have to make a choice. Are you going to do essentially create a job for yourself? That's what you do when you become a freelancer, a digital citizen, a YouTuber, Instagram. You create this income because of you and what you can do. Now, the problem with that is things can change on you very quickly because it's just you. It's no one else. And I read that so many times, because what led this person to believe that they were that good that they could quit? Remember, I wasn't fired, wasn't laid off. They just quit. They just said, deuces, I'm out. And part of this is the refusal to accept a fundamental truth. Most of us are not special. And that isn't to say that we can't become special, but most of us are pretty ordinary. And when we try to do special things with ordinary skill sets, an ordinary mindset, an ordinary way of doing things, that's what happens, because the person isn't prepared. And like with Hustle Camp, and I really want you to hear me on this, for those of you who are interested, because one, it's not for everybody. And I finally got around to putting the prepayment link because we got a few people signing up on the prepayment plan. We appreciate you. All of those links and stuff are below the video. So you can pay in full, 600 bucks, or you can make a few payments and pay in full before you have access to the course. And the reason that I am doing it this way, because I would have more people if I did like a payment plan, you have access, right? Satisfy that immediate gratification monster. And one of the things that I am attempting to do is to mature people and give them that old school training and sales, marketing, endurance, discipline, because there's so many people out there, just like this person who's in this situation, who it's heartbreaking because clearly there's some mental issues and stuff. And we don't know how bad this thing's going to be for this person and these other things. So I look at that and I just wonder, how many of you guys watch the hustler porn? You get pumped up and you just like, I can do this. I can do this. I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to go out here. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to do all of this stuff, right? And then you get, let's say you get what? A month in and you're ready to tap out. Because part of success, and this is conversation I had with a client yesterday, it does not go as fast as we want. It doesn't. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And typically, like I did with the calculator, if your monthly spend rate is 5,000, your business needs to make 10 to 15 grand to cover that. Because you're going to have business expenses. You're going to have a lot of other stuff that, many people do not take into account. And it's really, really bad. So let me see. Let me jump into, I think I still got that up, the chat room. Let's see what we got going on in here this morning. What's up, Tavo24VV? What's up, Michael? Radiance Music. What's going on? You're interested? I would assume Hustle Camp. Information's below. At the end of this stream, I'll do a more in-depth, explanation of what it is. Uptown Gaps finally made a live session. Appreciate you. What's up, Diana? Good morning, Latoya. What's up, Pamela Simmons? BT the Creator, Lamode, Lamont. Let's see. Radius Music. It is a depressing story. There are many people who do these things. What's up, Roz? Isaac, Bible says if you don't work, you don't eat. As simple as that. I mean, reality. What's up, Creative and Quality LLC? Short change, create your own heaven on earth in your own bank account. What's up, Mike? Yeah, it is sad. Been there, done that, and learned they did it right finally. I mean, Steve Wilson, good morning. The man is just truth. As soon as he swallows his pride, gets another job, he would climb out. Latoya Jackson, thanks for all you do. Hey, thanks. What's up, Monica? What's up, Dale? What's up, Greg? You have people who do this stuff on the regular, because one of the things that I've always said on this channel for the last 9 years, do not quit your job. Prepare yourself to quit your job, but just don't go out there and quit your job, because you have people out there doing that. And it creates this situation that is really not tenable. I mean, it creates a really bad situation for a lot of people. So hold on one second. I'm about to do something. I will be back because this light is glaring. That was ugly. Let's try something different. But yeah, you have people who do this stuff and it goes bad. And this is why I'm really so much against the hustler porn. It's just not the way to go. You have so many people who are ended up in these situations. There was a conversation. Yeah, that's much better because I was looking all crazy. It was just way too bright. And let's see. Someone sent, there was a blog post. This girl, she quit being an entrepreneur and got a job because essentially she couldn't hang. And then, then it gets into these grand explanations of, well, it isn't for every, no, you couldn't hang. And it's just a reality. This isn't easy. It's not easy. And it's driving me crazy because when I push back and say, look, this isn't easy. You can go to my early videos, 2 to 3 years, to get your business going. 2 to 3 years. Keep saying that, keep saying that. Don't quit your job. Get a side hustle, stack your money, manage your money. Your money's going to manage you. And I keep saying this year after year, and people are like, I don't want to hear that, Glendon. This person quit their job with only $2,000 in their 401k, and within 2 months was homeless, watching hustler porn. This is why I disavow. This is why I just completely flipped up everything that I do and how I do it. Because if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And you've got people out here gassing folks up that they're going to be making 6 figures when they only made $25,000 a year. If you're only making $25,000 a year, that says you only have $25,000 a year worth of skill sets. That's what it says. That's the reality. You got people out here and all of these moist dudes and these dry, crazy people coming in who are upset that they don't want to hear this truth. And someone put in the comments like, hey, get a job. I mean, that's the reality. And I'm one of the reasons I didn't answer was I'm like, my response would have been, grow the fuck up. Put your big girl panties on, get a job. You are not good enough to live off your talent. I will tell you my story. There was a period when I was not good enough to live off my talent. That was the reality. I wasn't good enough. I tried the first time. I was like, I want to be a writer. I talked about it the other day. I would go to all of these writing conventions. I would be there. I knew everybody, but I wasn't writing. Then the second time, I got a little better. I got a little discipline, but I didn't know how to structure stories. Then 6 to 7 years of writing Craigslist ads and learning certain things. I would put out an ad. Oh, this worked. Take another piece. And then one of the most successful things that I did, because I'm in Atlanta, and this comes from doing your own work, not, really digging, because no one else was doing this. I live in Atlanta, transitional city, and I started putting this line in a lot of my ads. Hey, if you're a single woman, just moved to Atlanta, and you're looking for furniture, we offer easy payment plans and free delivery and setup. You, a woman coming to a new city with no friends, you need to get gear. No brainer. I don't know how. This is one of my videos. This is why I started dating customers, because we would get anywhere from 5 to 10 new citizens to Atlanta buying furniture every week. I remember the first one. She bought the rooms to go, glass top table with the chrome legs and the multicolored chairs. I took it to a place. She had an apartment just around on Lenox Road, and she was fierce girl. And I was sitting there like, because she was kind of like lingering, and I'm just like, hey, let's go out. Okay, I've been missing out. But the whole thing is, if I didn't invest that time, and I wrote a lot of ads that didn't work. Nobody answered. Nobody bought anything. And I was like, okay, something's wrong with that. Then I wrote another ad. Well, that worked a little bit better. Then I wrote another ad. Then I wrote another ad. And this went on. And this is what you got to do to be successful. And everybody's like, follow this and you'll be making money real quick. And it's simply not true for most people. And you cannot use the exceptional as the norm, which is what a lot of people do. Let's see. Let me get up in here. Let's see. What's up, Dale? What's up, Greg Williams? A bull. Top of the morning. Be safe in the South with all the natural disasters. Global warming is real. Sherry Baker, stick around to the end. I will talk about that. Uptown Graphics. Okay, cool. Got you. Instead of Triangle, I hope everybody that's in Florida and the Gulf and shoot, South Carolina. I mean, this could be really bad this weekend. Monica Stewart, common sense, I would think. I'm gonna pause there and jump into that for a second. It is not really a common sense issue. I used to think the same thing. That's really not it. That's essentially people have. I want you to look at the generations. All right, you got the participation trophy generation. I show up, I get a trophy. You got that going on. Then you have many broken homes. So there's not two parents with roles. So you got that situation going on. Then you have people who go to college, which if people get a bad grade, they freak out and threaten to sue the professor in the school. So you have people who are not getting consequences early in life when they matter. I'm going to put this up real quick because let's see. I want you to get this book because even if you're an adult, it can still help you. Let's see. Where the heck can we do this? All right, here we go. Hold on a second. I'm going to get it. How Children Succeed. Because I've learned over the years when I recommend a book, I need to just show it and hold it up because I would get people emailing me, hey, Glenn, in that book you mentioned in the video 6 years ago, like I got the time to go back and watch the video, and that's just crazy. So, all right. What I can do, hold on a second. So I play around with this. Okay. Well, I'm going to make sure that there we go. That's the book. There's just the right angle. These reflective surfaces, man, they're just all right. There we go. How Children Succeed. Get that book. It talks about that the earlier that you allow your children to fail, once again, the earlier that you allow your children to fail, the greater their long-term success in life. So you have many people who are not taking those L's when they're like little Toby, little Johnny, little Susie. They're not taking those L's. So as they become an adult, even though intellectually they may have a high IQ, they do not have a high hustler IQ. They do not have a high problem solving IQ. They don't have these things. They're not stupid. They were unprepared and not raised right, which is not their fault, but to stay that way is your fault. So it isn't common sense. It's just we've created many people who are incapable of succeeding and pushing through adversity. Regular callers have been a client of yours long ago, and I'm still implementing these strategies and it's working, but it takes time. Yeah, that's the reality. It does take time. Pamela Simmons, do you mentor one-on-one? No, I do not. Coco Excellence, what's going on? What's up, Glendon? On my way back home from Midland to Houston, I have a full-time job, but it's 1 week on and 1 week off for the railroad. How about to hustle on my off days? Congratulations. There are too many people with common sense. It's deeper than that, y'all. It's deeper. What's up, Michael Dennis? Jen Suedo, Hustle Campus True. First assignment sparked a fire under my ass and alerts from PayPal. The good kind. Do the work. The rest is history. And that's really the thing it is. Because what I do is provide you like a roadmap, a blueprint, and I can give you the best roadmap and the best blueprint. If you don't do the work, nothing's going to happen. And there's this thing where people who go to every convention, I was that person. I went all the writing conventions, but I wasn't writing. And it's amazing what happened when I wrote every day. I was writing Craigslist ads. I got dates because I was writing Craigslist ads. Because here's the thing. I would write like 30 And then some I wrote so well that I start to use them as templates because let me just walk through this process because a lot of people ask about this. Your title is super important and it does need to have the keyword in there, but it needs to have some other stuff. And your first paragraph is everything because people don't read. So you need to cram as much important detail in that first paragraph, right? Then you need to tell them what to do. You want to fully explain what you want them to do. Because once again, participation trophy folks, they are used to having their lives scheduled and ordered. So they're not really well versed because I remember this girl, she had graduated from not Harvard, it was another one. It was up there in Boston because there's like 27 colleges and it's really it was a girls' school. What is that school? It's all girls. It'll come to me at some point. But she moved to Atlanta, super smart, had a job at CDC. She was doing some kind of research and she was walking around and she was very much an introvert. And I realized what I was dealing with. And I said, look, are you having problems deciding what you need? And she said, God, yes. Well, how big is your place? You have an apartment, a house. I have a house. My mother's friend had a house and they allowed me to rent it at a good rate. Okay, good deal, good deal. So what do you need? It's like empty. So you need a bedroom set for you to sleep on. You need a dining room set and you need something to sit on. She said, yes. So as she, because she's really smart. Okay, she's real smart. She's working at CDC. But simple everyday things were handled for her, so she never had to do that stuff. So I essentially sold her a bedroom set, a dining room set, and a sofa set, and some pictures, pots and pans. And the chick spent like $3,900. We delivered it free. She went to work. She recommended us to some of her friends. She's like, some other people were coming in, and she's like, oh, I know this great place you can get furniture. They do everything. They do everything. So there's different kinds of smarts. Ganji, nothing is easy. Work a job 40, 50 years and hope politicians don't mess up your 401k. Not easy. I don't know what's going on. I don't really know what's going on in my city. I don't really get out that much here. Latoya Jackson, you always say that stack up income. A lot of the stuff happens. Glenda, you're making right. I'm making a conscious effort to choose what information I choose to read. My hustle porn filters on. It has to be because this is what happens. You see this over and over again. You're on Facebook. You see this ad and you see all of these case studies of these people who are not terribly dissimilar from you. And they're like, wow, I was working a regular job. Now I'm making 6 figures. Now I'm making 7 figures. And and I have plenty of free time. And you see that every day. And you see it on YouTube. You see it in these ads. And over time, because you're hit with it so many times, this becomes a false truth. And many people, when that false truth is disturbed, because I don't know how many people I've had go at me. It's like, hey, you don't have to work hard on YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is in my 9th year. It's not, quote, that big. However, it wasn't built to be big. It was built to make money, and that's something it does very well. But many people don't understand that these false narratives. And it really gets a lot of people in trouble because, like I said, she just put it in the group, and I am not answering because I would just be like the dad she never had. And it wouldn't be nothing nice. What's up, Rick? Whoa, that jumped pretty quick. Let's see. Where did Rick go? Yes, Ganja, better keep your job and work on building your stuff outside of job hours. This is what we talk about in Hustle Camp. And this is the template. This is what I did. What's up, Patrick 301? Super Save TV, good morning. Steve Wilson, smooth ad about the singles looking for furniture. It's taking part of a situation because one day I was writing ads and I just put that line in there. It just came to me. It's like, hey, if you're new to town and you need good used furniture at a good price, come here. And I started putting it in ads, and it started working. It started converting, as they say in copywriting. It started converting like a motherfucker. And this happened because of testing this ad, testing that ad. That didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. But I grew up in an environment where I was allowed to fail as a kid, and it wasn't the end of the world. You have people now that if they get a bad grade, they may become literally suicidal because they're not really tough people. And that's the scary thing. What's up, Elder? What's up, Sade? Uptown Graphics? Yes, success leaves clues. What's up, Tiger Shark Studios? Good morning. Working in 4 projects in my plan, increasing the base unit price of my products from 30 to an average of 100, and it's increasing my income slowly but surely. Yeah, that's a quick way to raise your money, is to increase the average ticket size. You'll be able to see it in a minute, Pamela. Keep watching. Latoya Jackson told my dad about you, Glendon. I said, I wish I had found you before now. He said, but would you have listened and applied? You didn't when I told you what to do. Ouch. Ouch. Your dad wasn't playing with you. He's like, I told you that. And that brings up a really good point. There's a lot of people out there who have good people in their lives and they don't listen to them. That's just real. They just don't listen to them. So kudos to your dad. What's up, Raleigh? Erica Williams, kids not making sport teams now. They have traveling sports teams. It's a multi-million industry because parents force kids on these teams. I've seen that. I worked with a guy. I worked for a guy. He was spending $2,000 a month in like $19.99 for his kids' hockey lessons and stuff. What's up, Stan? Good morning. Placide Properties. Had to get that book. It's a good book, even if you're an adult. It's a great book if you have young kids. Robert Henry, thanks, G. I appreciate what you do. I've increased my knowledge through the channel. Hopefully soon, boot camp. Any thoughts on GS1U memberships? I am not real versed on what GS1 is, so I can't say. Small Engine Masters, coming from a single father raising 2 boys, 4 and 5. That's great parenting advice. Never too early to let them make mistakes and learn from them. Too many shelter snowflakes these days. I mean, seriously, it creates a lot of problems. Wesley, that's it. Thank you, Michael Dennis. That's the one. She graduated from Wesley because she had the T-shirt on. Appreciate you. No, not my. No, it was Wesley. It was all girls school because I remember she's like, because she, it was weird because at one point she was like this, and then when she saw that was going to help her, she started opening up. Her voice got light. She started talking and stuff because I was solving problems, and she made a lot of money. And it was interesting because if you saw her on the street, you would just think she was like the most nondescript thing, right? But when she started to talk about what she did, which was she was working with viruses. And I was like, oh, I used to be a lab tech. And then when I said that, and she went on and had this 10-minute conversation about Petri dishes, which is these little dishes. I think they still use them. I don't know, where you put the bacteria in the dish and you grow, and then you put maybe an antibiotic on the virus and see how it responds. Like if it has a zone, the bigger the zone, the stronger that the antibiotic works against that particular bacteria, not virus. I said that wrong. Viruses don't grow on Petri dishes. And she got into that, and she just went on, and she had this dissertation and paper and all this other stuff. And like, she just lit up when I started talking about bacteria. True intellectual. The Ricky T, I'm starting a supplement business, and my business partner wants to get a hold off on an LLC. Should we have done that before investing first? Batch through the manufacturer for tax reasons. Dude, Ricky T, you talk to your partner. Okay, if you're going to be doing supplements, and I don't know what kind of supplements, and someone gets sick off your product and you don't have an LLC, your house, your kids' college fund, everything that you and your partner have is wide open. Yes, you need an LLC. Michael McGee. It'll happen. It'll happen in the comments. I went through the video yesterday and answered some companies. Festers the MGTOW. Most of these bitches ain't ever had a dad. Good morning, Empire. Rick Merritt, I'm not convinced the employers I want to work for will hire me because of my age. I decided to kick their ass in the market if only for spite. I'll tell you a little story, and this is why I go off on the moist people. I was in a situation where I was being seriously disrespected. It was very racist, and I had a choice. I could stay there or I could move on. But I was making a lot of bread there. So moving on was, from an emotional standpoint, good, but from a financial standpoint, devastating because I didn't build all the connections and stuff I needed. So I formulated a plan. Now, it took me 6 months of dealing with the bullshit, looking at these racist fuckers every day, knowing they thinking I ain't shit because I'm black. And I had to ride that out until I reached the point where I could get off of my own. And that's kind of why I had that response when I read this person's missive. Because I would probably say what everyone in the group would think the most hateful stuff is like, you need to grow the fuck up. You need to get a job and you need to take that apartment and you need to put this side hustle business on the side and balance out because you're living in a homeless shelter for 9 months when you don't have to. Apostle, let me see. Let me go back. That jumped up real quick. Hold on. I will address some courses and stuff at the end. Just stick around. That's for real. Steve Wilson, hey, I want to donate to your cause. How? Go to the front of the channel and there is a support Hustlers Kung Fu button. You should be this. I think you can see it on. I don't know if you can see it on the app. I've never looked. I'll let you know in a second. And nope. You had to do it on desktop or a laptop. It does not show up. Yeah, you had to do it on desktop. But that's a link, and there's also a link below in the video. Appreciate that. Jason J, this topic is great because I've been through it two times. Wow. I went through it once. It ain't pretty. Well, my job quit me. I didn't quit my job. First time I quit my job 5 years ago, 15K in the bank. I was broke 6 months later. I don't mean to laugh. I quickly learned how to hustle to make money. So I got back on my feet quickly. Didn't have to get a job. Okay, that's cool. Baptism by fire. What's up, Chasing Andrew? I'm in a position because I took last year off and I want to go into a different field. Shit is stressful. This isn't for everybody. I just have to get focused on the end goal. Let's see. I moved too quick. Well, you got some hustle bones, some hustleology. Fester the Migto. Glenda's channel helped me maneuver my way out of the kitchen into waiting tables. I make bank now. Sales. Waiters are salespeople. Would you like dessert? You ever notice how they ask you that? That dessert could be the most profitable thing they put on your table, unless you're at a high-end restaurant. The Ricky T, appreciate it. Jason J, people get hyped off of YouTube videos and don't realize that the tears that go into trying to get ahead on your own terms. It's rough, man. That is real. Michael McGee, I'm an owner operator, truck driver, and I trade forex while in the truck. My wife trades as well. Congratulations. Purpose Pit, vending for the first time in 2 weeks. And it's suggestions how to keep people at my table and entice them to buy. Hustle Camp. I'm going to walk you through. Let me see. Because where are we? I need to see where we before I get into that. Because essentially, since I have so many people ask about Hustle Camp, I'm just going to do it at the end versus doing it in the middle so we can keep the stream congruent. So I'll talk about that. What's up, Steve Wilson? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you can do the super chat. Like in the stream, if you look at the little dollar thing, you can hit that and make a donation. I forgot about that. Appreciate it, Michael. The Ricky team, my partner wanted to wait to get the product first before we start the LLC process. But I feel like we're missing out on tax deduction. You're not missing out on tax deduction. You can still get those. But your real issue is legal liability. That's going to be the thing. What's up, Mo Grizzly? You have to change your bills before you quit. Stadium status, yes. Any thoughts on cryptocurrencies? I have Bitcoin. I'm not going to talk about that. I'll get to that in a minute. And Tory Jackson, same thing. Watkins said, "Don't." Yeah, I mean, here's the reality, and I'm going to talk about Bitcoin in a minute and some other stuff. You're going to have a certain level of skill sets to make it as a business owner, right? I mean, that's just facts. And if you go from a job, which your whole thing is where you are part of someone else's system, you are not even familiar with the responsibility and the obligations of having a business. It's not that you're dumb. It's not that you're stupid. It's not that you're lazy. You are unprepared. You're not acclimated. And that's going to take some time. And the best time is to become part-time acclimated while you got your full-time job. Now, on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, the future is cryptocurrencies. It's going to happen. It is happening. I've got it. And it's a wonderful thing, right? But it's an investment process that you have to buy and hope it goes up. Whereas an active business, you control that destiny. With Bitcoin or any, you don't really control that. Plus, you really can't use it if you want to get max value. So, I mean, I have it, but my thing is, if you want to get wealthy, start a business. You want to get wealthy as quick as possible, start a business. It's a proven path. Let's see. Organizing my money. I was watching the dude talk about cryptocurrency. You can avoid child support and alimony that way. For you folks, I got a course in hustlers kung fu life skills, child support course. I personally got my child support case dismissed. If you know the law, and I'll just talk into this because everybody gets mad every time I mention this. I think that there should be no child support. I think that, you know, when we allow women to commit murder, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, through abortion. Yet if a guy has a job and is late, he goes to jail. But if she can either kill the child if she wants to, or if she has no money, we give her a place to live and money and food. But this guy, if he can't make it, he goes to jail. There's something wrong with that. But knowing the law, you can become very powerful, and you don't have to move out the country or work under the table and all this other bullshit. I got my shit dismissed. Took 14 months. I did it myself because I know attorneys will not tell you the things you need to do to get it dismissed. Like I said, go to hustlerskungfu.com. I got it in there, and it can help you if you're in certain situations. Ebony L, you know, we'll talk about that later because we'll get off topic. So for you folks who are interested in Hustlers Camp, all links are below. You got two options to pay. You can do $600. You get it in, you get everything, or you can do what I call a prepayment plan. The prepayment plan is you can make 4 payments, 3 payments, or 6 payments. You do not get access to the course until you finish the prepayment plan, or what we used to call back in the day, layaway. You got to pay it off before you get to wear it. And part of the philosophy of me teaching you to manage your money, teaching you to stay out of trouble. I don't want you to go out and get a loan. I don't want you to put this on your credit card if it's going to hurt you. I want you to hustle or sell something to get the money, because if you are motivated enough to sell, to buy the course, you value the course, you will do better. I'm away from this situation of just trying to get in everybody's money, get people coming in the course who don't belong there, having folks. I'm not doing it that way. You know, I speak on this of doing it the right way. Manage your money because your money's going to manage you. Get your budget together, balance out, sell stuff in your house you don't need, then increase your income. Because see, the whole thing with the budget, and it's very, very important. If you start making more money and you're not handling the money that you currently have, you're going to misuse or misappropriate the new money because it's a habit. So change that habit before you get the new money. What I'm taking you through is the process that I went through to get out of a very dark and ugly place in my life. I had not horrible money habits, but I made mistakes and I didn't do the right things with my money, because if I had did the right things with my money, even with all the bad stuff my ex-wife did, I wouldn't have been homeless if I did the right things with my money. That's just real. That's just the reality. I didn't do the right things. I was putting all the money in the fam. I was working 2, 3 jobs. I really wasn't saving. I put myself in that position because I didn't understand money. So what I want to do for you guys in Hustle Camp is create a situation where you understand money, you understand credit, you get that budget. Because if you get that budget together, like let's just say you're making 50 G's a year right now. After taxes is 38, maybe 3,200, whatever per month that comes in. You get that tight, you get that right. Okay. Then you get a budget where now you see your money, you get rid of things you don't need, and now there's a surplus. Okay. Next thing you do is you increase your income. Because if you increase your income after you do that, you can see the gains, as they like to say on the fitness channels. You could like, whoa, here's $1,000. But if you do not do that budget, you do not start to manage your money properly, you're going to incorporate that new money in your lifestyle. And it's going to get to a point where you don't even feel it, because you're going to have the biggest direct TV package or the biggest cable package. I knew someone who, when we went out, their card was declined, but they were paying $225 a month for the ultimate cable package. And I was just like, look, you need to just go to basic or get rid of that. No, I work hard and I love my TV. But you were getting declined at checkout and looking all embarrassed and sad. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't change those bad habits. Because that $225 per month on the cable is almost 3 G's a year. Gone. So that's the thing. And then once you are a good student of your money, then when you make more money, you'll be able to save like you wouldn't believe. You'll be like, yo, Clinton, I saved $6,000 this month. But if your lifestyle's janky, you don't manage your money, you don't handle your money, I don't care how much more money you make, it's still going to end up bad. So the first rule of Hustle Camp is me as your fiduciary. Well, I feel my fiduciary responsibility is to teach you the right stuff, whether you like it or not, and to have you come out of the Hustle Camp with good money management habits, great credit, extra income. Then we start a business, because while you're building that side hustle, you're learning how to sell, you're learning how to market, you still have your job to pay the mortgage, to pay the car notes, whatever. Then all of that money for the business can stay in the business and you can roll it over and build. But the sales skills are invaluable. I mean, I can't put a price on my scale skills. I was having a conversation with a fool in a group who was, was talking about, people like to go, Gary is smarter than Grant Cardone, and Gary's schooling Grant. Well, Grant's worth way more money than Gary. That's like me saying that McGregor schooled Mayweather, who won and got the bigger check. How do you be here school someone who's up here? Because and I went into this thing like, I love Gary V. I think he's going to be an event that I'm going to, but he got what I call a come up. His father had a $3 million a year business, and people are like, oh, it wasn't that much. It was media. You know how hard it is to make $1 million a year. See, this is the hustler porn. This is the stuff that gets me going crazy. Like everybody can just, oh yeah, 3,000, 3 million. That's hard. And see, this is another thing that Gary got, and he doesn't talk about, and his people, and people don't want to talk about it, but he got to watch his father build a business. He got schooled in how to build a business. It got to a certain level. Then he got to take it over. Then he used dad's money to buy advertising. You couldn't use money that didn't exist to buy advertising. So, and even today, his business is predicated on the cover of dad, because he used dad's money to buy advertising, used dad's money to test and to learn all this stuff with social media. If dad wasn't in the picture, we wouldn't have a Gary V. I think he'd probably be successful doing something, but he got an incredible booster rocket to success. And, I don't care. People can get mad and you put in the comments, but it's real. When you build a business from scratch, you don't come into something that's already established. That's hard. That's very, very fucking hard. And that's why so many people get caught up in hustler porn. So that's what Hustlers Camp's going to do for you. It's going to change your life. That's what it's going to do. And I'm going to make you work hard, and I'm not going to spoon feed you. I'm going to be like a drill instructor. I'm not going to, there's no namby-pambiness. There's no participation trophies. I had one person who failed to get a challenge and was going to argue with me, and I will explain exactly what it was. When I became the customer, I learned how to sell to similar customers. Does that make sense? That was the challenge. She didn't get it right. She got mad. It's like, I got it right. I was like, no, you didn't. This is my experience. This is what I know that works. And she got mad and asked for a refund. And I went in the group. I was like, look, hey, if you want easy layups, this isn't the place. And I was like, anyone wants out, I'll refund your money. Nobody else left. It's going to take time to change your life. It's not going to happen this week or next week, but over time and process, you will get to the point where you have way more money than you have month. It just takes time. And a lot of people don't want to invest like that. Oh, let's see. Whoa, what's going on in here in the comments? Let's see. Hold on. Y'all got all kinds of stuff going in here. Let's see. Hold on. Man, good Lord, y'all went in on that crypto. All right. Eric Williams, folks get mad at their job, but no stacks saved up to have a new house, new car, new everything. You need to get those costs down. Yeah, that's what I call your burn rate. You definitely need to manage that before you starting a business. Because with a business, you're going to have all kind of crazy shit that's just going to happen. I don't care how much you prepare, I don't project. And while success is not the plan, when you put something out and it goes crazy, you didn't plan for that. So unpredictable things in a good way can happen as well as unpredictable things in a bad way. Let's see. I'm looking at Ripple. What the heck is, oh, that must be in crypto. Let's see what y'all got in here. Raleigh T. Richardson, if you live below your means, you will have enough to invest in yourself. 100% true. Ganji, the issue with Bitcoin is mass adoption. I agree. I think we're 20 years out from that, if then. I don't know about that, Fester. That's a good question. Stadium status, what you said, it was designed to destroy families. It was. It pretty much is. Latoya Jackson, working overtime to have the money to enroll in your class. Great. Now, let me explain some other stuff. I'm not raising the price this week, probably not even next week. We have the pre-business credit boot camp. We have the balance out boot camp, and then I'm going to get to the first stages of LLCs. Those are going to happen next week. Now, once I get, because I got my list of things I need to do, I had to go out of town. Once I get those boot camps and stuff done, I am going to raise the price. But if you get into the prepayment plan, like, if I say, hey, I'm going to raise the price, the prepayment plan is locked in, it's set up through PayPal. So I can't raise the price. So if you get in, that's a way that you can get in before I raise the price. But we got a while before that happens. Raleigh T. Richardson, 14 months compared to 18. Dude, that shit was hell. I wrote not one, but 2 ethics complaints. I got someone removed. I think I did, because they don't work there anymore. I think it was my 15-page grievance. Super Say TV, I got custody of both my kids from both my baby's moms with no lawyer as well. Got to know the law and stay calm. And also, it sounds like you were working with someone reasonable. And I will say this, just to be fair, there are a lot of women out there that if you say, look, I want our child half the week, and they're like, cool, I can go to the club and don't have to get a babysitter. There's a lot of women who that actually works for me. You're going to be with your child, and I get time to be me and do my stuff. There's a lot of reasonable women and there's a lot of unreasonable women. So congratulations. Oh, yeah, the prepayment is like layaway. Isaac, we're gonna ask a better question. Yeah, yeah. People know. People know. Let's get in here. I build and paint custom motorcycles. That's cool. Jason J, thank you. I say the same thing about Gary V. And being able to jump into a business at a young age is a blessing. It is. And I think, if you are a parent and you could do that for your kid, that's a wonderful thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't be acting like you came out of nothing, because Zuckerberg came out of nothing and is worth, Zuckerberg could buy a sporting team now. Zuckerberg created he created wealth creation. He created something that didn't exist, made it better. So it's a whole different game. Erica Williams. That's why Gary Vee is so angry, because he knows that shit. Grant Cardone is like a hammer every day. Yeah, I like I said, I like Gary Vee. I just think he went Hollywood. That's just my opinion. Who is Dan? Hold on. Let me get in there. Who's Dan Pena? Purpose Pit. At least Gary Vee calls out white privilege. He says if you're a white man in America, you should go to prison complaining. Actually, I disagree with him. I disagree with him on that, because for many white people, there is no white privilege. If you are a poor white person up in the hills, in the Appalachian Mountains, West Virginia, those dudes up in Charlottesville, some of them have white privilege. A lot of them didn't. If you're a poor white dude, you get divorced, your wife takes your kids, takes your money in your house. How the fuck is that privilege? Wealthy white people have privilege. It's getting to the point that the real divide is class, and class is about income, lifestyle, philosophy. Rich white people, black people, Asian people do not want their kids playing with poor kids. They don't. I live in the neighborhood. I see what goes on around here. One of the main reasons that these folks put their kids in private school is so they can network with other kids of means, more so than education. Do not get that twisted. BT the career. I'm glad you bought the racist stock up. I'm going through that right now. Saved up from the job though. Bought an old Chevy truck. They hate me more now because to rent houses, listen to CL videos. Your Craigslist videos still posting. Cool. Thank you, Teddy Drummond, for the super chat. Jason J. Notice how he's going for the athletes and rappers. Of course, he's going to play up the whole white privilege thing. I'm your homie, homie. I'm your homie, homie. Purpose Pit. He has ASAP Ferg rapping his intro and everything. He is definitely appealing to an urban audience. He knows where things are going. I'm going to tell you something. Let's see. I'm going to show you another book. And I'm going to tell you why he's doing that. Because many people don't do research and they don't study. And I showed it before. I'm going to show it again. It should be queued up. Consider what any. All right. Upside is kind of, let's see. That's the name of the book. You can find it on Amazon. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. If I kind of, all right, that's a little bit clear. Now, this book talks about the coming trends. Now, all the white folks in the stream, don't flip the fuck out. In the future, America will be very brown. Just facts. It's going to be very brown. It's going to be very Hispanic. It's going to be very black. It's going to be very Indian. And white people are going to be the minority. It's going to happen in probably 6-7 generations. So what the smart people are doing, and this is some you can learn from Coke. How many people in here who are like 40 to 55 and drink Coca-Cola? And you're black. And I'm going to tell you why you drink Coca-Cola if you're that age. And this is one of the reasons that Gary Vee, who is a smart guy, he's not stupid. He's not. It's just he had a very big boost that he just doesn't want to claim it was a boost. Like, oh yeah, $3 million business, it ain't shit. Every one of you, if you had $1 million a year business, y'all be happy as shit. Like 1 million, not 3, but 1 million. All right. So upside is when you want to influence people and make them customers for life, you have to appeal to them where they are in a manner that they appreciate. That's why when you see billboards in Black communities, they use Black people. And when you see billboards in Asian communities, they use Asian people. And then when you see in general areas, they'll use anything because people like looking at themselves. So reason Gary Vee is going after these rappers and stuff is he wants to ingratiate himself to the second and the third generation of rappers. If he signs ASAP, then here's this guy who's not even rapping yet. And he looks, it's like, oh, Gary did ASAP. He did this. He did this. He's building a calling card for the future because hip hop has so many subgenres. It's insane. It's a huge business. And that agency money is not bad. I'm going to disagree with you on that, Small Engine Masters, because see, the thing is, tech does grow, but see, adoption rates. This was another thing that we had going on with this conversation. Going with Gary Vee, how much commerce is done online versus how much commerce is done offline? Now, what is commerce? When I bought this iPhone case, when I bought this iPhone, when I bought this iPad, when I bought this stapler, when I bought the speaker, this is all commerce. Whenever you buy something, trade dollars for a service, whatever, that's commerce, right? How much of that is offline and how much of that is online? Just throw that off in the comments. Gary Vee is a culture vulture. That is funny. What's up, Noah? I do not have a course, Sherry Baker, for successful selling on eBay and Amazon. I don't have that course. Super Saiyan TX, yep, we're all cool. And then they know being with me was best for the kids, so I'm stable. That's a good thing, man. That really is. Erica, met Gary Vee times 3. He literally says he's angry because he knows people think he had it easy. If you say after the talks, he does and will chat with you, good guy, but grumpy. He's stressed out. He's busy. Let's see. Oh, okay. Who are these faceless people? That's funny. Everyone is a culture vulture. Look at the Jenners and Kardashians. You know they ain't white, man. They're Armenian. Well, I guess the Jenner parts are white. Dan Pena's a no BS guy. Cool. Erica Williams. I didn't know how different my life was until I went to college and the professor called me upper class Black. It's a big difference. Michael McGee, I think Ty Lopez is a genius. Everyone else says this stuff because there was this conversation that was talking about Ty Lopez and things he was doing, and that comment had like 200. That post had like 200 comments. Even the people who hate him know who he is. You know how hard it is to get that kind of name recognition. It's very hard. Ross, the school situation is why I moved to Gwinnett County. Cool. Louis the Seller, don't both ways to success there is respect. A person who inherits a business and makes it or keeps it successful, equivalent to someone who builds a business, sells and finds success. Fuck no. No, that's like, no. Zuckerberg went from nothing to billionaire. Gates went from nothing to billionaire. Steve Jobs went from nothing to billionaire. Those stories are incredibly remarkable. They're very hard and they're exceptional stories and people. You inherit, Jobs' kids inherit the billions and they do more billions. great. But are you just as good as the guy who built the shit from scratch? No, you're not. It ain't the same. No. It's you get a pass, you get a layup, you get a hand up. Be respectful. It's like, look, I know a girl. I dated a girl who's a trust fund baby, and she had a very good perspective on that because she used to talk to her dad, and she was just like, she's like, I thank my dad. He really made a good life for me. She didn't walk around like I did this on my own. She paid respect to the process that was done. Gary V ain't paying respect. It's like, yeah, it was nothing. Bullshit. See, I've been studying businesses since I was in high school. I was a weird kid with a subscription to Inc. magazine in high school. I know how hard it is to build a $1 million per year business. That is hard. It is harder to build a $10 million a year per business. Hustler porn will have you like, well, once you build $1 million, then the 10 million is easy. No, it's not. Once you scale, your problem scale, your employee issue scale, your taxes scale, your cost scales, everything else scales too. So to come in with an established business that's up and running with employees is a big thing that should not be marginalized or discounted. All right, so let's go back to Coke. When I was a kid, I get my hair cut, I would see billboards of black folks drinking Coke. When brands market to you in your neighborhood, in your language, they ingratiate themselves to you. Cool. I drink no sodas is all. That's probably a good thing. Let's see. Let me get in here because, all right. Thank you, Teddy. Coco Excellence. I think more online commerce as so many malls are closing because more people are buying online. No, 90% of all commerce is done offline. 90%. The 10% represents trillions, but it's still 10%. And what does that mean? That if you went to this life insurance company and became a door-to-door salesman and you became really good and learned how to sell, you would make more money faster doing that than building an online insurance agency that nobody knows about. Uh, let's see. Not only white people could be culture vultures. Uh, I'm not really big on the whole culture appropriation bullshit. Everybody adopts everyone's culture. It's just real. And this whole thing of, unless you do what Jewish people do, like if you want to adopt certain Jewish things, you have to learn how to speak Hebrew. That's a barrier. But it's just going to melt into the whole thing. It's just going to melt into America. Purpose Pit, Armenians are not white. I know several, and they do not. They get mad when you say that stuff. And see, I'm gonna say something. If you knew business as well as you knew who's black, who's white, you would have more money. I see people who get caught up in this, and you should study what you want to study. Like I know about Tori Wasaloo, the Tori Wasaloo Empire. Google it. But when you know that stuff more than you know what will put money, which would, let's see, do I even have any money? I don't know. It's like people be taking my money. If what you know doesn't get you this, what is it worth other than self-education? Self-education is important. But I know people who know all of this stuff and they're like, oh, well, these people are black, these people are white. Does that make you money, motherfucker? Knowing that stuff. Does that improve your life? Knowing that stuff? Because I see people who get caught up all in this, but does that stuff give you this? Knowing that, does that make you this? Because I'm going to tell you something. This is a fucking equalizer. If you got this, it doesn't matter if you're fucking black. It doesn't matter if you're purple. It doesn't matter if you're orange. you will get put the fuck on. But knowing who's white and who's not white and all this other stuff, I've seen these endless, insipid fucking conversations go on all day. And I'm going to tell you why they go on all day. Because knowing that information only requires that you have a fucking opinion. No skin in the game, nothing. You can have that opinion and this other person has that opinion and y'all can go at it all day and nobody's making any fucking money nor changing shit. And I'm coming off on you like that because you know that shit, but you don't know how to make fucking money. I had a white racist who sent me her fucking email for a job because she knew I can make money. That changes shit. Knowing this stuff is good to know. You should educate yourself, but you should have more shit in your brain that will help you make money than knowing who's white, who's not white. I get pissed at that bullshit because you can have that conversation, go to the barbershop and talk for 8 fucking hours. But then when you come in and talk about making money, nobody has shit to say because they don't know shit about making money. Making money gives you options. Making money changes the fucking world. All right, what's up, John Ross? What's up, Stadium? All right, Zuck works with. I'm not even going there. Bill Gates was exposed to the middle. Yes, I actually told you that on this channel. But being middle class and being the wealthiest man in the world, that's going from nothing to something. I mean, when you look at the perspective, that's a big fucking gulf because there's a lot of kids who grew up in the same environment that he did, and they're not even millionaires. But it does help because I had a video where I talked about that. You learned that from me. Let's see. No, you go out and you hustle, Purpose Pit. One of the things I had to learn, and I want you to learn this lesson today. Think I can get money. Stop looking for loans. Stop looking for easy ways. Start really thinking, what can I do to make money? And focus on that and concentrate on that. And amazing shit happens. You have money. Let's see. That's funny. If you ain't black, you white. Pretty much learn from other countries is what helped humanity progress. Exponential changes. It's going to happen. It's just not going to. Yeah, we both agree. It's going to happen. It's just going to happen as fast as you think it is. And one of the reasons is you got a large group of people with bread who are not going to use it. Grandma is not going to be using Bitcoin. A lot of people in their 50s are not going to be using Bitcoin. That's the problem. The adoption rates are just not there. Let's see. You're funny. Rugged College, I hear that you're changing your message here to long term, but shouldn't this be on the B School? I'm waiting on that channel to get quality regardless info. I'm making some changes with that because one of the issues I had is I had to really pick something to stick with. And there'll be stuff coming on B School, but I really had to say, okay, what are we about? Because there's hustler porn. And when I want you to think of Glendon Cameron, speaking of myself in the third person, I want you to think about something that's so different than all of these other guys. When you see my videos, you be thinking that's Glendon shit. I don't want to be part of none of that stuff. And that meant that I had to say, I'm not going to do that to do this. I had to say, this is going to be the thing. Andre, billionaires tend to create products that become necessities. Facebook people need it. Microsoft people need it. Petro people definitely need it. I mean, I've said that. How did I make a lot of money in the storage auction business? Sheets, pots, microwaves, irons, washer and dryers, sofas, dining room tables, stuff that people need. Yeah, I get tired of that stuff that you can get with people who know all of this stuff about who's black, who's white. How do you make money? How do you work a sales process? How do you create an advertising campaign? I don't know. That shit will change your life. So it gets to be real interesting. Making money makes you rich. Charlatan. Because the thing is, I had this, because I have very different opinions on a lot of stuff. I bought a car from a private owner. I was driving, no tag, had it insured. I fully expected to get pulled over. It's a BMW, fast car, I'm moving. I get pulled over. I already had stuff at the window. Unbeknownst to me, my license was suspended for some crazy clerical error. And the cop comes back and it's like, your license is suspended. I was like, no, it's not. Not yes, officer, freaking out. Because this was when I was doing Uber. I drove for Uber for 6 weeks so I could write the book. And I was like, no, we withdraw that. And she went back and she came back. It's like, your license, it was suspended in 1997, but you've renewed. This doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to arrest you. I'm not going to impound your car. I got to give you a ticket, go downtown, get it cleared up. Went downtown, got the shit dismissed. I didn't start acting all emotional and like, why are you pulling me over? What are you doing? Are you going to kill me? Once again, that moistness causes people to overreact in situations and escalate them. And people get mad at me for saying that. I've been in not one, but two domestic situations where police believe me. I had that instant. So my relationship, and then people are like, well, that's just you. No, it ain't me. It's millions of other fucking black folks too. It's just, we got a situation that does need to be solved, but people need to focus on getting that bread. Because here's something that would change the world. If 25% of all black people own businesses and everybody got used to black folks owning businesses, a lot of shit wouldn't go down. Oh, there's this black guy in the Ferrari. Well, a lot of black folks are rich. Nobody would think twice. Now, how do I know this is true? Archie Bunker. And then let's say Archie Bunker. When Archie Bunker was on, Asians were treated like black folks in America. Chinks, slant-eyed, a lot of racism. Asians, all of them. Asians were put in POW camps here in these United States during World War II. Who done nothing wrong. There's like, well, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, so we're going to put these folks in there. Asians. Now, when you think of Asians, you see an Asian dude in a Ferrari, nobody thinks nothing about it. This was a group of people who were put in POW camps, who used to be shitted on, who they got the highest income. They have the highest rate of business ownership. So it worked for them. It will work for black folks. This is, you research it. Don't just take my word for it. They went from ashy to classy. Nobody thinks nothing of an Asian chick rocking a Louis bag or, dropping $100,000 shopping. They changed their perception because they got that bread. That's what changed it. Highest income, highest level of a business ownership in America. It works. Being moist, not so much. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's go back. This got interesting. Let's see. Harris JD, I don't think black folks want to be white. I agree with you. I think black folks want to be free to do what they want to do when they want to do it, and it has nothing to do with color. 100% agree. Facebook, Google AdWords, they're very sensitive stuff. I've had ads rejected because I had a firecracker in the image. They called it shocking content. So yeah, it's they kind of crazy right now. John Riser, some still won't get what you're saying. Their mind is stuck on hood shit, running to the speaking to my friends about business. I agree with you 100%. Terry Drummond, stand on topic. Living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and looking to move it to Houston because of info you gave us on something. What should I start before I move? All right, real quick, go back and watch the video. First thing you want to do is get rid of everything you owned. And this is why. If you got, trying to keep your house, you put your stuff in storage, you still have an emotional attachment to where you're living. And it's going to be very hard to make that transition because I see people who move and they have all of the stuff in their hometown, and every time they want to do something important, they got to go back home. Get rid of it. Sell, keep your car. You'll need a car because you sell everything, you get rid of everything, you go down there with some bread while you can help out people and find a job because there's going to be plenty of jobs. There are still parts of Houston still underwater. And people talking about, oh, they'll be recovered by Christmas. Bullshit. Plus, hopefully, this new set of storms, plural, this could wreck Florida. I hope it doesn't. But I mean, it could be brutal. This Monday, we could be looking at another level of devastation. That's very scary. How do we create jobs in our community? Start a business. How do you create jobs? Create a business. Yeah. Alabama kicked ass this weekend. Now, I get real pissed at all that stuff because your money comes from your attention. You have people who spend hours and hours and hours studying a subject that I agree with the pursuit of education and intellectualism, but you need to split that with some stuff that's going to put some bread in your pocket because you could be extremely educated on this thing and still get fucked over by society because you have no money. Poor people of every color are fucked over by society. Poor people, poor white people, poor black people, poor Hispanics, poor Asians. These are the folks who are getting arrested and getting their knee in the back by cops every day. All of them. No one even talks about the number of Hispanics who are shot in California by the police. It is higher than black folks. And then, people are like, I don't give a fuck about them. And see, that's part of the problem because there was a lot of white folks who didn't give a fuck about black folks. And then the problem jumped in their community. So we need to all care about each other's communities so we can keep them safe. This whole, I'm just going to worry about my folks. Look what's happening. You got, and I did a video in 2011 called The Beach White Male. I saw this coming. You have a lot of white dudes out there who are freaking out because they can't find jobs. It's real. Purpose Pit. Get black folks and other races to buy from other black folks first, then we can have companies. Do this. Create a business, a service, and sell everybody. Do not segregate your money like that. I hear that and I'm just like, okay, why are you, there's only 44 million black folks in America and there's 220 million white people. So you're going to sell to the smaller market and just like, fuck this bigger market. We don't want that money. We want this smaller demographic. Nah, we don't want that. Yeah, say it out loud. It sounds stupid as fuck. Create a business to serve all people because this is reality, and get mad if you want to. When you get white people buying from you, automatically get the black folks. You don't have to cater to the black folks because many black folks don't have that sense of purpose. So yeah. All right, let me get in here. Let's see. Let's see. But Asians have direct connections to their home communities. They work their asses off, yes, but they have a country where they can go get their product for cheap and sell it here for 5x. That helps. I lived in Hawaii. I lived in Japan. There's some poor Asians, right? Everybody don't have that flow. That dog don't hunt. See, everyone says like, well, yeah, do you know the people in China can't buy the shit they make? Yeah, a lot of folks don't know that. They can't afford it. And once again, this is someone who's talking to you who dropped out of college, who's built not $1 million business, but two. Sell everybody. Let that racist bullshit go because you focus so much on that. You don't know how to do a business plan. You don't know how to set up an LLC. You don't know how to do your business checking. You don't know how to set up a marketing plan. You don't know how to sell. That shit that ain't gonna make you a damn bit of money. Uh, What's going to happen on the connections? Guess what's the largest group of people moving to Africa right now? Chinese. And they're also moving into South America. Before black folks go back to Africa and save Africa, the Chinese going to own that shit. I'm just letting you know. Once again, do your research. Let's see. Let's see. Y'all just having a deep conversation here. See, the whole thing about building community is very hard. And many people don't want to put in the work. That's kind of like the core. Erica Williams, there are companies hiring 1,500 claim adjusters between Texas and Florida. What's up, Audio Gami? Hello from Scotland. Shopify is just a tool. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to see this. Here's where we're heading for all you culturally appropriate people. There's this Jew generation that I showed you in the book, Shift. They don't give a fuck about the stuff you're talking about. I go out and talk to young people. I saw a group of guys probably a few months ago. They were probably 18 to 25. And I say, hey, what's going on? My name's Glenn. Hey, you might have asked you some questions. Who do y'all date? It's like, I date whoever. And I got specific, like, you date, and they were black. I said, you date black? I was like, we date black girls, we date Hispanics, we date whatever, you know, if she cute and she cool, yeah. They don't give a fuck about this shit that you're so passionate about. And there's going to be more of them than you. And what's going to happen, we will finally get to this place where people will stop talking about this stuff and start acting on humanity. I'm just saying, it's coming. Andrew Telly, bringing the value of your housing, your community up creates value if you sell. True. Oh. Let's see. Y'all are going very deep in the comments. Yeah, people do need to travel because, like I'm telling you, a lot of stuff is changing or has changed, and people are stuck in silos because they refuse to extend themselves to other people. Stadium status. People don't travel. People don't even have friends of different races. Be open-minded. 100% true. Invest in yourself. I mean, there's so many things that are going on right now that are wonderful. There's new technologies because, like, this YouTube thing, right? I started this stuff. I tried to get people to come join me because I didn't want to be doing it by myself. Nobody would do it. It is very hard to get people to jump in on something new. So, you know, I'm just going to drop some other facts here. When I started this channel and it was mostly resale, storage auction stuff, 95% of my customer base was white. Now, this is YouTube, so they could see that I'm black. Think about that. I did not do these videos where you can't see my face. They knew I was black from day one. They still bought my products. If you're good, you provide a good service, anyone will buy from you. Anyone. And I've learned this over and over again. UDG sounds. Happen to find your video while looking for sales videos. My company will eventually fail if I don't learn how to sell. I guess I'm kind of inconfident selling people who don't look like me. I was talking to a CPA the other day who was telling me the story of this brilliant guy. Went to Harvard, MBA, had a good job, making 300,000. Quit the job, got like a $2 million loan, started the business. That shit lasted 18 months because he couldn't sell. He had to go, and fortunately for him, he can get that job back. Now he got to pay off that loan. Learning to sell, hands down, is one of the most important things that you can learn as a person. So it just gets to be really interesting. But, like I said, I started this video talking about what happens when you don't have any business skills and you quit your job and you go start a bit. I mean, I'm not going to answer it because there's no way that I can go in there and be kind. And she already talked about she's suicidal and I don't want to push her over the edge, but do not do that dumb shit. Make sure your money is stacked. Make sure that whatever business that you want to start, that you start it part-time, because there's a learning curve to every business. And some people are, better yet, if there's an industry that you want to get in and you don't know that industry, get a job in that industry. That's what I did. I get a lot of people who talk shit because, I actually signed up for the Uber process, drove for 6 weeks so I could write the book. They're like, Glenny don't have no bread. He drives for Uber. There's still people like you in your Uber van. You're people like you live in an apartment because they project what they are onto me and it just slides off and I talk shit about them. You got to learn how to do this stuff. And sometimes the best way to do it is to get a job in that industry. When I left the office furniture business, I left with connections that I only got because I used to sell office furniture. There's a lot that happens when you go have drinks with this guy who owns a distribution company 2 or 3 times a week. A lot of things happen. You become friends. He like, well, if you were off the street, I wouldn't do this. But since I know you, your credit limit's $150,000. Connections, meeting people. All right, so let's see. Where are we with this? Because this is probably, good Lord, I haven't done a stream this long and I don't know how long. But that's just the reality, because I will continue. And some people asked about, like, just to kind of give you trajectory. I'll talk about it again because I have to, because this video is so long. I don't think everybody's going to watch it. I could be surprised. But after Hustle Camp, I'm going to do the advanced stuff. And let me explain why I'm going to do it. Give you the foundational stuff first, then give you the advanced stuff. It makes logical sense to do it that way. And there are people who just have to wait, because everything that I do going forward will be integrated in Hustle Camp in some form or fashion. I'm just saying. Good Lord, y'all are going off. If you don't have anybody around you that thinks like you, go out and get new friends. The Portia David approved for $100,000 loan for a rental property. Down payment is $20,000. Closing $2,000. I would need a reserve of $4,300. Thinking of using LLC credit card to help with initial fees. Here's my thing. I know someone right now who's a real estate investor who's catching L's. I would develop an additional source of income to cover those loans, LaPortia, if some wild happens. That's just saying, because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, seriously, I do videos. I'm in this. I got like some people. I had to fly all the way to California to meet these people, and we'll be meeting up again soon. But those are the people I can talk to about this, because no one I know understands this stuff or even likes it. And that's just reality. One of the reasons it's so hard finding serious entrepreneurs in their 20s is, your brain doesn't stop growing until you're like you're 25. Serious, look it up. I'm not playing. And who you are at 25, it was radically different than who you'll be at 35, and they'll even be more different at 50. Many people are drunk on this hustler porn, and they do not want to put in the work. I mean, we keep going back to the same thing. A lot of people feel that they can be like these young entrepreneurs, these exceptional people, these very talented people who've started businesses, have created online profiles and online businesses for themselves, and they're just very, very talented. I was watching this girl. She's got an Instagram account, and she's just wonderfully talented. And I mean, each picture is like art. She puts a lot of work in that, and people just are not trying to do the work. So, all right, for those of you who want Hustle Camp, The links below, payment plans, all that stuff below. And I'll probably do a shorter video maybe today to address some other questions. So with that, I appreciate everybody that came out. If you hadn't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We will be having more of these hot sessions in the future, and I will catch you guys later.